I guess this race just ended up feeling like a remake of one of my videos, the penalty ring. Back at Red Bull Ring, and you probably guessed it, penalties are everywhere. In my race, that's exactly what happened. Penalties dictate the outcome. It was expected, but still it was frustrating. I still tried to keep it as clean as possible without sacrificing my shot of a solid result, but once you get a penalty, there is actually no way around it. It throws everything off. So in this one, I just wanted to share my experience and show you how it all played out. Alright, hard tires. Hard tires, let's see now. I know it's custom slipstream, so they might get away, but I'll really try to run this without fighting too much, because it might cost me a lot, so let's see how that's going to go. And as I mentioned earlier, it was difficult to predict exactly how this race would unfold. My main goal was to stay out of the trouble, and I started this race on racing hard tires, as you probably noticed, which is one of the reasons I had to pit early, as sometimes even lap 1 or potentially even lap 2. So I made a call to pit on lap 1 and switch to the medium tires, which are of course faster compound. From there I focused on staying out of, I would say, some serious battles and just avoid losing time, and of course staying to the pack up ahead. Go, 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 go. Okay, mediums. So Calster, Luke, I mean pretty much everyone except for the first 3 or first 4. Is Damien? Okay. Sorry, I didn't see him. I gotta stay close to them. I mean, I know it's my first race, so I'm not properly warmed up, but let's see. At this stage of the race, my goal was to stay close, catch the slipstream, and most importantly, avoid any kind of penalties. Even a half-a-second penalty can have a huge impact. And you can clearly see that with Damien. He was leading the race, but after picking up a penalty, he ended up behind me almost immediately. There is always something good that happens here. Oh, that's a 3-second penalty, I think. Oh yeah, he lost a lot of time with that. But he's quick. I think he cut the pit entry or the pit exit. It's probably the pit entry. And it was exactly that. By watching the replay, I noticed that he cut the entry into the pit lane and got himself a 3-second penalty. Oh, Costas now. Penalties. Oh, bit of lag. I need to lift here. I need to stay with him. I need to stay with him. Now everyone is running the Lens Revo. Okay. Oh, half a second. And he, oh, 1 second. Stay with them. Well, actually, let's try to stay with them. Okay, now he's got a 1 second penalty, but I need to stay closer to Damien and Luke. And if you're wondering why I let Damien pass, it was kind of a strategic move. I lifted off the power just to get his toe. At this point, he was clearly quicker than me, and I knew I could use his slipstream to gain an advantage. And that was the plan, but things didn't exactly go as expected. Still, I was holding on to P6 and aiming for a solid result. And of course, with a bit of help from Costas, I managed to close the gap to the group ahead, which definitely worked in my favor. From there, the goal was pretty simple. Stay behind Luke, use the slipstream, and if the chance comes, go for the overtake and potentially even get that P5. Nice. Whoa. I wanted to say nice and then I almost made a mistake. Okay, let's say +5. +5, +5. Lovely +5, isn't it? Half a second. Where did he get that? Probably going wider there. I'm really trying to stay away from all of the penalties and really trying to keep it on the track. It's difficult. But I think if we run it as a group like this, we might actually have a decent shot of getting closer to them at the end there. Or at the later stages of this race. But of course, penalties and I think I'm going to get at least a place, maybe even 2 places, but still. I don't know. No, I'm not going to get anything. Just one little mistake and there he goes. Maybe for the better, really. Because I want to stay behind Damien, he's got the pace to get closer to them. I don't have the pace yet. Okay, I'm going to get 1 place, but Damien still kept his P4. Yeah, now just, I guess, just stay close to him. Maybe I can work with him now. But you see the gaps, so basically P4 is in front of me, P3 is Calster, but he's actually, well, a couple of seconds behind all of them. Or behind the leading 2. And then the leading 2 is in like 3/10, I guess. And what I wanted to point out is that even after the pit stop, Calster would likely join just about 1 or 2 seconds behind the leaders once they stopped. But not just yet. He had already served his stop, so now it's all about putting in the strong, consistent laps to stay in contention. Meanwhile, I had to follow Damien, which is never easy, but I stayed close, picked up nice though, and the gap to the leaders actually started to come down. But at Red Bull Ring, even when you're pushing, it's very easy to make a small mistake. The curbs are quite bumpy, and that's something that can always catch you off guard. And once I started really pushing, I made that little mistake. And just with that little mistake, I lost the tow. And of course, that hurt my pace because I was no longer getting the slipstream. And suddenly, my chances of a strong result weren't looking too great anymore. Of course I have to do it. Okay, never mind. Keep it up. Now it's 1.2. Oh, I messed it up there, I really did. Luckily I got Luke behind me. We're still at 26-1. Who knows, he might get a penalty or something, but really messed it up there. I guess this just shows how a small mistake can cost you big time in a lobby like this. Everyone is pushing flat out, even on Monday. This is a top split and every single error counts. So at this point, I focused again on staying consistent, trying to settle back into a rhythm. But as usual, this track lived up to its reputation. And of course, it had to happen. Penalties once again. I will lose a lot of time with this. I knew it. Keep it, no damage, okay. Now the gap is still 26.2. And now I had to serve the penalty, and that's never easy. It always costs you valuable time. I ended up losing a position, but I was right behind Kostas. I kept trying to support him, and in doing so, actually helping myself as well. At that point, I noticed Luke was no longer behind us, but we had a new threat closing in. One of the fastest drivers in the game. So I started pushing really hard, and of course, when you push like that, there is always a risk. And yep, you've guessed it, it's a penalty. No, that's another penalty. Yeah, welcome back to penalty ring. Now, that threat was actually pretty real. I had another penalty to serve, and the key now was actually to, well, stay in the slipstream with Kostas. And of course, this is easier said than done. Behind me, the fastest driver in the lobby was actually closing in pretty fast, putting in a 28.9 in the beat. At this point, I knew that, well, all of this is not going to be easy. And I guess this is where the real fight for the top 5 really began. Yeah, they will pit now, I think. Let's get closer to Kostas. Well, actually, let's try to get closer. I gotta take better lines as well. Well, since this is my first race, I wasn't really expecting much, but still. I would really like to finish in the top 5. I told you I should have stayed with Damien there, but yeah, just one little mistake and there it was. Yo. Well, surrounded by beetles. Okay, that beetle had a penalty. And I think I kept my P5 there. It's not an easy race. It's not an easy race. Sometimes defense is all you need. Definitely not an easy one.